Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're going to do basically just a mess around video to kind of show some of the things that I've gotten here lately. And somebody had asked me, Crafted did, on my last video, how to make your building great again, the door. He asked me to explain, and he asked me this once before, and I just I didn't think it was all that important, but apparently it is because he's asked twice. So I'm going to do this for Crafted. He asked me to tell the story on why I chose Bison as the name of my shop. When I first begun trying to start a channel of the workshop and the work that I try to do, and I was noticing everybody had a name for their shop, and it was a catchy name and stuff like that. And I was out here in the shop just kind of looking around, and I looked up on the wall and I seen the plate that I had found about 3 years ago. I was working on my recording studio, and while I was building the recording studio, or rebuilding the recording studio, because it was just an old dilapidated building that I had just turned into a really nice recording studio. And while I was tearing the one room off that somebody had really done a bad job putting up, and it was leaking and molding and everything, and before it contaminated the whole building, I had to tear it off. Well, while I was tearing it down, I got to the floor and the floor joists, and for some reason I had to, I can't remember why, but I had to poke at the ground for something, and I hit something solid. Well, when I got to digging to find out what it was that Bison 1/4 inch steel that somebody had made. I found out later, about 2 days later, from the neighbor, that there was actually 2 of those made. The Bison plates. And what they were using them for was to target practice with a muzzle loader. And that's why it's got a bunch of big old holes in it, or indents, where the big old 50 caliber or 45 caliber, whichever one they used, hit that and made an indent. Well, I thought it was pretty nice thing to have, so I just drilled holes in it, put screws in it so I could mount it to the wall. The 2 big holes on the head and the butt was already there, 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch holes. And I was just in here looking up at the wall and seeing that, and I said, why not Bison Workshop? So that's how the Bison Workshop got its name. Simply because I looked on the wall and thought that would make a nice name for a shop. It wasn't because I'm from Arizona or any place where bison come from or anything like that. It was just a catchy name. I like that it projects strength. I mean, you can't get much stronger than a bison. Don't want to meet one of them in an alley. Not that you would. But that's how I got the name Crafted. It was just a fluke accident that it happened. Digging in the ground and found a piece of 1/4 inch steel that was in the shape of a bison buffalo, and I went with it. So, but anyway, now we've got, I wanted to show you, and I'm afraid I've got too big a one, but I'm going to pan down here and show you what I got. And I'm kind of a little disappointed because the picture showed a chrome handle. But let's move you down here. Let me make sure it's in view. I got this Shar's milling vise. And I got it because I was planning on getting a milling machine. Well, that's not going to happen. And as big a boy as I am, I'm about ready to cry over that too. I ended up spending the money for other things that I desperately needed. But I went ahead and got the milling vise just in case something came up, but I don't see it happening. And it's got awful heavy. It's a 4-inch, and I was debating on whether I should get the 3-inch or the 4-inch. I ended up getting the 4-inch because I figured I would outgrow the 3-inch. I'm hoping that this will be used, or I can use it on the drill press until the day after I die when I get a milling machine. And I ain't kidding. That's probably when I'll get one. Somebody will buy me one and was wanting to surprise me and didn't know I was dying. That'd be what would happen. So anyway, I went ahead and got this. It was $70 plus 30. I think it was $31 for. I'll post it right here. $30 for shipping. The thing that disappointed me about this is two things. The paint job is terrible, and I was just digging at that. It's got white powder all over it. It's got it there, and the paint is messed up on it. For $70, that shouldn't be happening. I noticed that there's a bunch of white stuff all over here, and I'm hoping that comes off. It looks like it may. I don't know what it is, but it's all over the plate. But that wasn't the problem. The biggest problem. That's minor stuff. I care less about that paint, because I'll probably end up repainting it anyway. The problem I had with this vise was this handle. That is the god-awfulest looking handle. It doesn't match this, and in the picture, and I'll put that up here, the picture shows a chrome handle. Yeah, that's just trifling right there for them to do that. Yeah, it may work fine, but I'm buying with the way the picture looks. And I've emailed him, and I hope he makes that right, because that's supposed to be chrome, not painted. And it wouldn't be so bad. I probably wouldn't have said a word about it if it was painted exactly the same color. Now, if I still had my lathe, it would match my lathe. You know, and the paint's scraped off of it on the corner. So, if he doesn't give me a chrome one, I'm going to have to take this pin and drive it out, and take this and wire wheel it and polish it up some, and probably end up bluing it. But that shouldn't have been like that. I got these that came with it. I guess these are the T hold down. Let's see if they'll fit. Yep, they're not going to work. These T-nuts don't work. They got too much slop in them. There's probably an 1/8 inch off of each, or off the side, so it's just to where it just barely doesn't turn, but it wouldn't take long to round them corners off. So I'm gonna have to make T-nuts for it, which I'd already expected. I didn't even know these were coming in it, so this is minor. Let's see if it works. play in it, but I don't think that matters much. Take it all the way here and see if there's any hang-ups anywhere. There's even got a hole in there where the metal wasn't even casted right. Yeah, that's a cheesy handle. That ain't no 4-inch. That's more like 5.5 inch. I wonder if he sent me the wrong one, because I thought that looked awful big. Yeah, that's like a 5-inch. 5.5. This thing's going to look awful on that little table I've got on my drill press. Anyway, let's go on to the next item up. Went ahead and got us some matching key, doorknob, and deadbolt for the building, the one that we're making great again. And then I bought a camera, but I bought these here to go with it. This is a WMIC 50 wireless microphone. It's one of those lavalier where I don't have to holler like I'm probably doing now. And it's got the transmitter, the receiver, and the receiver's got a lockdown on it for a track of whatever. I know you can buy them tracks where you can put this on it. And it comes with a headphone. What? Well, 2 headphones. And a mic that just clips on your shirt. That's actually better than the one I seen on the review. And then it'll hook to your transmitter and go right on your belt pocket or whatever, belt or pocket. And then you got another connector. I'm not sure what that's for. Oh, that's to go from the line out to the line in on your camera. So this says here headphone or mic. How can it be line out and line in? Anyway, that's what we've got for try to make our voice a little better, because in Windows Media Maker, every time I try to raise the sound, I have it maxed out all the way on just the regular video, and it's still not loud enough. And I've actually had people mention to me that they couldn't hardly hear me. And so this is what that's for, is to fix that problem. We hope it works fine. I can't give her feedback until I know for sure. And then I bought another camera that's supposed to have the input for the mic. We'll find out. I emailed him and asked him, please tell me it's got the input for a mic, and he said the company says that it does. So we'll see. I don't hold a lot of water with what they say. I'm still working on the building, and I don't think there's anything else that I need to show. I've already seen my drill when I was working on my door, and I need to get on the lathe and do something. I just can't find me a project to, I mean, I wanted the lathe, I got the lathe, but now every time I always needed it. Now that I got it, I never hardly need it, and it's pissing me off. So we're going to try to get something going with the lathe. I just want it to be a good lathe video. I don't want it to be something where I'm just turning a little teeny tiny thing and that's it, and that's all you see out of it. I like to have one that's titled the Grizzly GO602 lathe. And I still haven't sold the silent air compressor, so me building the silent air compressor to sell isn't going to be profitable. It's been up for however long it's been since I built it, and not one call. So I'm probably going to end up using it for trading material for something that doesn't cost as much as I want for the air compressor. I've got 200 on it, and I've been looking on eBay, and them things are anywhere from $300 to $600. And I've actually seen them up to $1,000. Of course, they're made by a company because they have a business. They're worth something. Because I made it, it ain't worth shit. So that's basically what we're dealing with, is the fact that it's homemade. People steer away from homemade because basically they don't trust homemade, and I don't really blame them. They just don't know that my homemade is just as good as their factory stuff, if not better. But because they've been trained to think that way, I'm the one that's SOL. So silent air compressors are not in my future. That will probably be the only one and the last one I ever built. The vacuum cleaner, I found a Royal vacuum cleaner, and I'll show you this bad boy. I'm telling you, it's pretty tough. So I'll move this out of the way here, and I'll bring that over here and show it to you. Now, I have yet to see this thing go for less than $300. And that thing looks like it's brand new. It seems like there's supposed to be something here, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure the fundamentals of this and how it's supposed to work, but it basically all it is just a thing that goes in against the belt to keep it from coming off of the motor shaft. And the motor shaft is shaped like that right there, with the big end out towards this. And when you turn it on without this in place, and this just pops out, the belt will pop back off. So, but anyway, I've got this that I just put new wheels on. The old lady bought me some wheels to put on it, and I put them on. Had to make a new shaft because the original shaft had them press-on things that holds it on the wheel, little press-on cap. They didn't have any of them press-on caps, or she'd have probably ordered that too. But anyway, I just made turned a piece on the lathe that used to be an axle out of a bicycle, turned it down to a 1/4 inch, and threaded each end of it, and then it's press fitted into this shaft, or this bracket right here, and it's just got a nut on each side. I just got a 1/4 inch or 7/16 nut, 1/4 inch 20, and I made the threads just as wide as the nut, so that when it goes down, it bottoms out before it touches the wheel. So as you can see, this one's got the little cap. But I've had it on there for a week and nobody wants to buy it either, so For me to get a milling machine, it ain't gonna happen because when I touch something, the very second, this thing could be worth $500. The very second I touch it, it becomes worthless. Nobody wants no part of it anymore. And I've had that actually happen to me before. Everybody was into Jeeps. Everybody wanted a Jeep. I restored a Jeep. Couldn't sell the daggone thing because nobody was interested in Jeeps no more. It's just the way my luck rolls. And I will probably be on my deathbed the day before I get a milling machine. In fact, that'll probably be my last words. I wish I'd have had a milling machine. So, the money I had to go towards a milling machine had to go towards living. And apparently living is more important than me getting a milling machine. Shouldn't be that way. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop that right now and call this a wrap. And I'll probably have to come up with a name with these little discussions that I have for the Bison Workshop. Yeah, I've seen some mighty strange, like shenanigans with James Green. I think that's pretty cool that he'd come up with that. But you know, you just got these little sayings that, or these little names for the shows that they do, and they only do them once a week or once a month or whatever. I'm not that organized. I'm one of those spur of the moment. If the mood hits me, that's when I do it. Today and tomorrow is just another day to me. Just like my birthday. I live my birthday the same as I do any other day. Christmas, I live that day the same as I live every day of my life. Boring. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here and let you guys watch this. Oh, wait a minute. You just did. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Later.